Namo Buddhaya. Arahang Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhang Bhagavantang Abhivadame Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namassami Supatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Sanghang Namami Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Iti pisa Bhagavarahang Samma Sambuddha Vicha Charana Sampanno Sugato Lokavido Anuttaro Purisa Dhamma Sarathi Sattva Deva Manosanang Buddha Namo Tassa Samma Sambuddhassa Yecha Buddha Teta Yecha Buddha Nagata Pachupanna Ye Buddhaya Hang Vannami Sarvada Nati Me Saranaganyang Buddha Me Saranang Varang Etena Javajena Hotu Te Jaya Mangalang Uttamangena Vandehang Padapang Su Varottamang Buddheya Kalidodoso Buddha Kamadutang Mama Buddhang Yavanivana Pariyantang Saranam Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Sandekiko Akaliko Yehi Pasiko Vinyo Hite Namo Tassa Niyani Amasa Echa Dhamma Dekacha Echa Dhamma Lami Sabadana Time Saranaganyang Dhammo Me Saranang Varang Etena Uttamangena Vandehang Dhammam Chedang Vara Dhammeyo Kalidodoso Dhammo Kamadutang Mamang Dhammang Yavanivadang Saranang Supatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Jopatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Nyaya Patipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Sami ปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆยะติรังชัตตาริปุริสยุกานิอัฏฐปุริสปุกกะลาเยสาภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆอาหุเนยโยดักขิเนยโยอัญจลิกรณีโยอนุตตรังปุญญเขตังโลกสัตถินะโมตัสสะกะลามหาสังฆัสสะเอชะสังฆาอภิตาชะเอชะสังฆานากตาปัจจุปนนะชะเยสังฆายังวันดามิสัพพดานาเทเมสรนังอัญญังสังโฆเมสรนังวรังเอเตนะโอตุเตจายมังกลังอุตตมังเอนะวันเดหังสังฆัญชติวิโดตตมังสังเทโยสังโฆกรรมตุตังมะมังสังฆังยาวนิบาณปริหันตังสรนังเอวังบุตทังสรันตานังธัมมังสังฆัญชะเบกขโวภยังวะชังวิดัตถังวะโลมหังโสนะเอสติกนสาระอดิเตนะดิเปนะตมุทังสินาติโลกดิปะสัมบุทังปูจยามิตโมนุดังกัณฑสัมภะระโยเตนะโดเปนะหังสุกันเทนะपूजाये पूजनीयन्तां पूजावाचनमोत्तम वन्नगन्धागुणोपेतं एतं कुसुमसन्तति पूजयामि मुनीन्द्रशासिरीपादासरोरुहे पूजयामि बुद्धं कुसुमेन नेन पुण्येन मेतेन च होतु मोक्षं पुष्पं विलाय यथायिदं मे कायो तथा याति विनाशभावः निरोधसमापतितो उदयित्वा निसिनस्सावेय भगवतो अरहतो सम्मा सम्बुद्धस्स इमेना देवेना भोजेमि 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 इमां देवतो पपो पपो जादिनामा सकलसम्बुद्धानां पचेका कानं नागसावकानं महा अरहन्तानां नंगाम्पिते सागनुमातकोमि इमानि पोपानि वन्नेन पिसुवन्नं गन्धे न पिसुगन्धं सन्तानेन पिसुसन्तानं केपमेवादुपन्नं दुर्गन्धं दोसन्तानं पापुनि सति एवमेव साबे संखारयनि च साबे धम्मायनाताति माय धम्मानुधम्म पटिपत्तिय बुद्धं एमाय धम्मानुधम्म पटिपत्तिय धम्मं एमाय धम्मानुधम्म पटिपत्तिय संघं Vandami Chetiyam Sabang Sabadhane Supatethita Saririka Dhatu Mahabodhing Buddharupam Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Vipatti Sabhavayang vinasaya Sabbarogang vinasaya Vavedikaya kadayakam Sabbaloka Vitathaya Paritang Tang Vanamahe Samantha Chakavalesu Atra Gachantu Devata Sadhammang Munirajasa Unanta Sakamokadang Dhamma Savanakalo Yang Vadanta Dhamma Savanakalo Yang Vadanta Dhamma Savanakalo Yang Vadanta Parita Savanakalo Yang Vadanta Namo Tassa Bhagavato Sambuddhassa Karaniyamata Kosalena Yantang Santang Padanga Visame Cha Sakha Sujo Cha Sujo Cha Suvacho Cha Samudu Anatimani Santo Sako Cha Suvaro Cha Yapakicho Cha Sallahu Kabuti Santendriyo Cha Nipako Cha Apaga Pogule Suananugita Nacha Kota Samachare Kinche Ena Vinyo Pareyo Bavadeyo Sukhino Vakemino Hanto Sape Naye Kechivana Bhutati Sisadekamaye Mahantava Machima Rasakanupasura Detava Eva Dikta Echadure Sante Abhidore Bodhava Sambhave Seva Sape Tata Bhavantu Sukhidata Naparo Parang Nigo Betha Nyati Manyeta Katha Jinang Kanche Vyaro Sana Patiga Sanya Nanya Manya Sadokha Michaya Mataya Thaniyang Putta Ayasaye Kaputta Manurakhe Evam Pisa Pabudeso Manasang Bhavaye Aparimana Metancha Sapalokasming Manasang Bhavaye Aparimana Buddhanga Dhochadiriyanchaya Sangvadanga Veranga Sapata Tirthancarani Sinnoha Sayanoha Yavata Savigatamidhoye Tam Sadega Deteya Brahma Medang Viharang Idamaho Dete Chanupagama Silavadasanena Sampanno Kame Sovinayage Dangdaye Jato Punarete Dokha Patachane Dokha Ibaya Sokha Sokha Untu Sabe Pipani Noetena Jena Sotide Untu Sabadaetena Sachavajena Hotu Te Jaya Mangalang Dasa Chavajena Badu Ratana Daya Sabbe Deya Vivajanto Sabarogo Vinasato Mate Bhavatu Antarayo Sukhe Dekhayago Bhava Bhavatu Sabba Mangalang Rakhanto Sabba Devata Sabba Bodhanubhavena Sada Sote Bhavantu Te Bhavatu Sabba Mangalang Rakhantu Sabba Devata Sabba Dhammanubhavena Sada Sote Bhavantu Te Bhavatu Sabba Mangalang Devata Sabba Sanghanubhavena Sada Soti Bhavantu Dena Kataya Kabodana Pabaggaha Nivarana Paretasa Nubhavena Hantu Deo Padave Devo Vasadu Kalena Sasa Sampati Hetucha Vedo Bhavatu Lokosha Raja Bhavatu Dhammika Yangdo Nimitang Avamangalancha Yojamanapo Sakuna Sasado Papa Gahodo Sabinanga Kanda Udanubhavena Vinasamento Dhammanubhavena Vinasamento Sanghanu Into Akasatha Chabhomatha Devanaga Mayetika Kanto Sasanang Kirara Kanto Tumang Parang Etavata Chamme Sambhata Punya Sampadang Sape Devaya Numodanto Sape Bodhaya Numodanto Sape Sata Anumodanto Sabba Sampati Seteya Nibbana Sampati Seteya Edang no Nyati Nang Hotu Sukhida Hontu Nyataya Edang no Nyataya Edang no Nyati Nang Hotu Sukhida Hontu Nyataya Sabe Buddha Balapata Pache Kananchayang Bala Arahantanancha Dede Narakang Banda Misabaso Sabe Dhamma Balang Dhamma Jakasa Baso Sabe Sangha Balapata Vimodananchayang Valang Sasana Sade Naraka Vanami Sabaso Gaena Vacha Chitena Pamadena Maya Kadang Achaya Kamami Bante Bhuri Panya Tathagata Kayena Achayang kamamidhammo sanditeko akaliko kayena vacha enamaya tadanga chayang kamami sangho punyaketa anuttarang imena punyagamena Mame bala samagamo Satang samagamo hoto Yabane bana patiya Erang me punya kamang Asavakhayang vahang hoto Sabadokang pamochado Nibbana sapachayodo sadhu sadhu sadhu. ठीक है साउंड उसमें नहीं जाता साउंड So now we will practice meditation for some time. Sit comfortably. Make your sitting posture comfortable. Relax the body. Just for a few moments, check the body mentally. If the body is comfortable, if the body is, there is any pain, any stiffness, any discomfort in any part of the body, then just relax the body, make it comfortable, make it relaxed and loose. Adjust the sitting posture correctly. Don't make your body too stiff or too loose. Just keep the right balance in the body. Whatever you may feel with the body, whatever feelings, heaviness or lightness, or heat or cold, or any kind of feeling, pleasant feeling or unpleasant feeling, just be aware. Just be aware. Don't try to change the feelings. Be aware now. This is a pleasant feeling or an unpleasant feeling. This is heaviness or lightness, or heat or cold or whatever it is. And just be aware and let go. Don't force, don't try to change anything because we cannot change. Whatever the feelings are, it will remain like this. It will change on its own, not according to our wishes. So we must let go our liking and disliking for all the feelings. Whatever bodily feelings are there, they're just there on this body. But no liking, no disliking. Similarly, observe the mind for some time. There may be many types of thoughts, feelings, mental feelings, emotions, satisfactory and dissatisfactory feelings. But whatever they are, just be aware and let go. No need to change anything. No need to try to force the mind for anything. Don't grasp onto any of the bodily feelings or mental feelings. Just be aware. When we don't try to change anything, when we don't try to force to change any of the bodily or mental feelings, then our mind will be peaceful. Then our mind will not struggle, will not suffer. If our mind is peaceful, then we can use this peaceful awareness, peaceful, gentle awareness to watch our breath, in breath and out breath. When we are breathing in, we can feel the breath going inside. When we are breathing out, we can feel the breath going outside. Just this much feeling of in breath and out breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Just this awareness of in breath and out breath that we observe. Now you may gently open your eyes. So that was a short meditation. And like every Sunday evening, where we have the Dhamma discourse, today also, so today we'd like to talk about importance of having mindfulness in our day-to-day activities. So mindfulness is something that we all need to develop, because if we have the mindfulness, then it is easier to do things in a proper manner. But this mindfulness cannot be developed automatically. One has to make the effort. One has to practice correctly. For example, when we watch our breath, in breath and out breath, establish our mindfulness on breathing in and breathing out. This develops, this increases, enhances our mindfulness, sati. But this sati, mindfulness, is something that is gentle, peaceful, and yet it is aware. So when we have this peaceful awareness, peacefully knowing, this is what we call right mindfulness, samma sati. People can focus their mind onto many things. Sometimes people, if they want to do something wrong, they also focus their mind into those wrong things. They also make a lot of plans, think again and again, trying to execute those plans, think again and again. Possible. Somebody trying to rob a bank, possible that they will make a detailed plan and they will think about it from various aspects. Possible. But then we do not call it right mindfulness. That is mindfulness, but that is wrong mindfulness. Because it starts with a wrong motive. When it starts with a wrong motive, a wrong intention, then automatically it doesn't lead to the peacefulness of mind. It doesn't lead to the ease of our heart. So this is not the kind of mindfulness that it will be good for us. What we try to develop is samma sati, right mindfulness. So right mindfulness means knowing here and now the state of our own body and mind, with the mind of letting go. with a mind of non-clinging. That is very important in the Mahasatipatthana Sutta, where Lord Buddha has explained in detail about mindfulness. Everywhere he has mentioned. In Pali, it's called Vinaya Loke Abhichado Manasang, having abandoned the liking and disliking. So when we develop the mindfulness, it is fundamental that we develop the mindfulness with a mind of non-clinging. Not trying to like, not trying to dislike, trying to know with this peaceful awareness whatever happens at this moment within us. Because if we do not know whatever happens within us, then there is no way we can change anything about us. If we really need to change something about ourselves, then we must first be aware what is right and what is wrong with us. We have all kinds of ideas about ourselves. I am so and so, I am so and so, like this or like that. I am good or I am bad, or I am somewhere not so good, not so bad, like this. But these are mostly ideas, perceptions. Sometimes they can be wrong. And most of the times they are. Most of the times they are. So whatever ideas we have about ourselves, most of the times they are wrong, because we have not developed this right mindfulness to observe our mental states. Actually, how it is, whether it is good or not good, whether it is wholesome or unwholesome, whether it is positive or negative, whatever it is. We need to develop the right mindfulness to be aware of our own mental actions, our own state of mind. Other people cannot change our minds. Other people have no responsibility to change our minds. They have no responsibility. At the most, teachers or parents or some friends or relatives can sometimes tell us, so and so is good, so and so is not good. But then, whether we do it or not is something that is in our own hands. And to do it means we must know what's going on within us. When people get angry, they don't realize they are angry. If they realize they are not, and they realize they are angry, they are not peaceful anymore, then they could do something about their anger. They could do. But since they aren't really aware, they are angry, there's no way of stopping the anger. Then it is like my anger. But it's just the anger, just another emotion, just another mental state. But now, for people who have not trained their minds, mental states and awareness look same. Mental objects are mental objects. They aren't really the mind. Mind is something else. Awareness is something else. But people who have not developed their minds, who have not developed their meditation, who have not developed the right mindfulness, they will think mind and mental objects are same. So whatever emotions they feel this is my emotion. And they act accordingly. When they are angry, they act according to their anger. When they are greedy, they act according to their greed. Whatever they are. Because they think it is me. But mind and mental objects are not same. And this very fundamental thing about our life is not something that we can understand by reading the books. We cannot. We can read the books, we can listen to many people, and they will say mind and mental objects are not same. But if we do not understand this, then there's no way we can implement it in our lives. We cannot. Mind is knowing. Mental objects arise. They are like the colors. Different types of colors. So some is red, some is yellow, some is blue, whatever it is. They're like the colors. So when it comes, it mixes with the water, then we think water is red, water is blue, water is like this, water is like that. But the water is water, the color is color. They aren't same. They can never be the same. But then if we have no expertise in understanding, then we will always think this is red water, this is blue water. We will never think this is plain water mixed with red color. We will never think like this. We'll never understand like this. That's why we need to develop the right mindfulness every day. We develop it in our day-to-day actions. In our day-to-day actions. So whatever we feel, we try to observe. Whether we are feeling good or whether we are not feeling good, we try to observe. And that's the real practice. We observe irrespective of whatever we feel. We observe irrespective of whether it is pleasant or unpleasant. That is the real essence of our practice. Sometimes if we feel good, we will observe. Sometimes if we don't feel good, we will not observe. Then we will never know why it becomes good, why it becomes bad. We'll never know the causes and conditions of good and bad. It's not possible that we'll know. And we'll never know, none of these things are called I. All these states, the pleasant, the unpleasant, the happy, the sad, the anger, the greed, whatever it is, all these are just states of mind, objects, mental objects, not really the mind. There is no I involved here. We'll never know like this if we do not observe again and again. If we do not observe, we do not apply the right mindfulness again and again. Then we'll never know. We will think, this is what I think. Not really, not really. This is not what you think. For conventional sense, to speak like that, it is okay. This is what I think. But not really. In the ultimate sense, this is not what you think. This is just your mental objects. And you are unable to segregate those mental objects from your awareness. So you think, this is me. This is my thought. That's all. Then if people think like this, then they can never understand what's right, what's wrong with them. If they have good qualities, they may never discover them fully because they have not really understood their own minds. If they have bad qualities, they can never remove them fully because they have never understood their minds. And this is why whatever we try to do every day in our life, starting from getting up in the morning, we should try to do mindfully. Our day-to-day activities, trying to be aware whatever we are doing, whether we are brushing our teeth or attending to nature's call or eating or drinking or whatever it is, whatever day-to-day activities, till we go to sleep. We try to observe everything that we do physically, everything that we try to do with our speech, aware of the speech, and everything that we do with our mind, whatever thoughts we think. Initially, we do not know and we have no clue what's happening because our mind has no great training. People say like this, no, you must have heard. So-and-so is good person, so-and-so is not good person. This is just very random, generic statement. It has no great value. We have some wholesome qualities, some unwholesome qualities. And since we are not very aware of those good and bad qualities, we don't really know how much good or bad we are. So these are just random statements people make about other. This person is good, this person is not good. It's not knowing correctly. But when we apply our mindfulness, we know exactly how much goodness we have. We know exactly how much bad qualities also we have. We know exactly how these good things that we have is conditioning our happy state of mind or pleasant state of mind or good state of mind, and how these negative qualities conditioning our unhappy state of mind. But this is something that you cannot learn overnight, that you cannot understand overnight. And you should not even expect it to be like that. So we try to do things every day, whatever we try to do in our day-to-day things, whatever bodily actions we do, whatever things we speak, whatever thoughts we think, we try to be aware how they are. For example, you watch your breath. When we are practicing meditation, sometimes before we were watching our breath. But when we were watching our breath, then our mind sometimes goes here and there. It starts thinking so many things. Then we are aware. If we are aware, then we know, okay, it is thinking. But if we aren't aware, for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, we'll continue to think, but we'll never know we are thinking. We'll just remain unaware. After a long time, we'll suddenly discover, oh, I have been thinking. I have not been observing the in-breath and out-breath. Because this right mindfulness is not developed. But when we are trying to be aware again and again, is it in-breath, is this out-breath, in-breath, out-breath, in-breath, and then when the mind goes away, oh, the mind is not with the breath, the awareness is not with the breath, then, oh, where has it gone? It has gone to some kind of thoughts either in connection with the past or in connection with future. These are the only two places mind goes. These are the only two places mind goes. It goes to the past, it goes to the future. One place it doesn't want to stay, he is here and now. And that requires training. That requires training of the mind. Students say they cannot study properly. People who are in various professions, they say they cannot focus in their work. But because simply there is no training for them to keep their mind at this moment. It tends to go to the past or to the future. Randomly it goes here and there. And then you cannot achieve it by some kind of miracle or anything. The hard work is fully yours. Other people can't do anything for you. Simple. Nobody. Other people cannot make you mindful. Other people cannot make you aware. Other people cannot make you wise. At the most, somebody can give you some idea how to go about it, some guidance. That's all. More than that, it isn't possible for other people to do anything for you. Nobody, our parents or our relatives or our friends or anybody, nobody can do. They can at the most tell us what is right to do or give some idea. some guidance, some tips. So when we are trying to be aware of everything that is happening with our mind, then we will gradually know whatever our positive qualities we have, whatever negative qualities we have, how these positive qualities affect our day-to-day things, how these negative qualities also affect our day-to-day life. So it is a gradual process of knowing about ourselves, discovery about ourselves. There's no sudden miraculous anything. You just come here one day, hear something, and then you understand everything, and then you don't have to do anything. There is no such thing. Absolutely, there is no such thing. It is something that you must keep doing. But before we establish our mindfulness, our day-to-day actions has to have some level of goodness, some level of virtue. If we are whole day long, if we are fighting with people or getting angry or trying to do things which are wrong, telling lies or trying to cheat other people or doing harm in various ways, then our mind can never be peaceful. Our mind can never be peaceful if we keep on doing such things. It's not possible. This is what we call virtue, goodness of actions. Actions that are based on good for oneself, beneficial for oneself, beneficial for others. When we are having kindness and compassion for all, including oneself, when we are trying to help, trying to be kind, trying to be generous, when we are trying to be truthful, when we are trying to respect all kinds of people around us, when we are trying to avoid things that can cause us harm, for example, alcohols, drugs, or say anything, any bad habits. When we are trying to avoid such things, when we are trying to develop goodness in our life, virtue in our life like this, then our mind doesn't have too much trouble. Then our mind has peacefulness. You go and fight with anybody, and then you see your mind isn't peaceful. You go and tell a lot of lies, and you see your mind isn't peaceful. You go and try to cheat somebody, you can see your mind is not peaceful. It cannot be. It can never be. If our actions aren't good, our mind can never be peaceful. So they say the good actions produce result here and now. The bad actions also produce result here and now. This is how we can see. If our conduct is not good, our mind will never be happy and peaceful. If our conduct is good, then our mind will be happy and peaceful. We don't have to go and read too many books about this. This is the law of nature. So we start like this, starting with good actions, good behavior, kindness, compassion, generosity, truthfulness like this. And then we try to practice those things on a regular basis, every day. And then we enhance. Based on them, we try to keep our mind with a suitable object time to time. For example, when you watch the breath, breathing in and breathing out, and you establish your awareness with the breath again and again, then this mindfulness will become stronger. It will know a lot of things. It will become stronger. It will be aware of a lot of things which you weren't aware earlier, that these things are happening within me all the time. So like that, then we can understand. This is the first step, but this is a very important step. Now people say we wish to practice something spiritual, but if our own mind isn't good, if our own mind has no wisdom, if our own mind has no awareness, if our own mind has no virtue, if our own mind has no goodness, then how can we practice? So spirituality is to look into our own mind, trying to know it, whether it's right or wrong, trying to purify it. If it isn't correct, we make it correct. If it is correct, we improve upon this. This is the real thing. Anything else is side business. So when people do dana, for example, generosity, it is to give up the greed and attachment and the craving. My property, my thing, my object. I don't want to share with people. I don't want to do anything. So when people want to do like this, then they have a lot of greed, a lot of attachment. That mind can never be wise, because that mind has strong possessiveness. If you look into that mind, the mind which is greedy, full of greed, if you observe that mind, you will see this is like a heavy stone. It can never be peaceful, it can never be light. But when people share with others, when people have generosity, kindness, compassion, that mind has peacefulness and lightness. So like this, when people have generosity, kindness, they have virtue, they develop their mind by practicing meditation, then they automatically progress. There's no magic about this. This is the only simple process about developing the mind. But if we were to do something else other than this, believing something, whether we believe strongly or weakly doesn't matter. Whether our belief is, if our belief is wrong, then it never helps. And or to believe in some kind of practice, some kind of right ritual, but that is not connected with removal of unwholesome qualities of the mind, not connected with development of wholesome qualities of the mind, then whatever rites, rituals, practices we may do, it is of no use to us. It will never make our mind good. It will never purify our mind. We will just be another ordinary worldly person, that's all. Whosoever it is, that's all. So this is why we try to establish right mindfulness, try to establish right mindfulness in our day-to-day activities. Whether my action is good, whether my speech is good, whether my thoughts are good, whether it is good for myself and for others. If it is just for myself and harmful for others, no good. It is just for good for others but harmful for myself, no good. It should be beneficial to oneself and another. And we observe, we reflect again and again, every day, as much as we can. Then we'll know a lot of things. We'll know the right and wrong. We will know that whatever mistakes we make, how we suffer, and how we can come out of those suffering. This is the real thing. This is the real spiritual practice. So this much we offer to you for today, for your practice, for your contemplation, and may you reflect on this, and may you develop your mind correctly, rightly, and understand and be liberated. We'll conclude. Oh, if anybody has any questions, then they may ask. Otherwise, we'll conclude. If anybody has questions, then they can ask, or else we'll conclude. There's no question, then we'll conclude. Sukhi bhave angne dukho ahang nichang ahang viha eta cha me sukhi hondo ma jata ta cha vedino emani gamma ke tam hi sata honto sukhi sada Tato parancarajyesu chakkamale sujantano sadhu sadhu sadhu